All right, we've got a vertex and a root problem. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just go ahead and find the vertex for this. And to find the vertex, it just means I need to put it into the vertex form. So I move the 5. I do need to factor out the negative. Notice that I did not forget to also take it out of that one. Remember, it's got to be able to be the same thing as I have once I multiply that out. And then what I'm doing here is figuring out what I'm going to add. So I'm going to go ahead and divide this by 2 and square it. And when I do that, I get 4. But instead of adding a 4 to the other side, really, I'm supposed to be subtracting a 4. And then factor square root, sign of the middle, and done. So in terms of the vertex, opposite of what's with this guy here, opposite of what's with this guy here, and I am done. For the roots are when you plug in 0 for y. You can plug in 0 for y anywhere, and right here I notice, wow, if I plug in 0 for y here, I'm almost done. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to plug in 0 for y, which is going to make that go away. I'm going to divide both sides by a negative. I'm going to square root both sides. I get x plus 2 equals plus or minus 3. And so x is equal to negative 2 plus 3 and negative 2 minus 3. That gives me 1 and negative 5. So 1 comma 0, negative 5 comma 0. Now, say you didn't recognize that. It's all right. You still have to plug in 0 for y up here. If you do, then the easiest way at this point is probably to factor it. So we have, whoopsies. See, I caught it again. I always look before I move on to the next. Double check, did I really write it exactly correct there? So I multiply these two, I get negative 5 on the top. I have negative 4 on the bottom. So that would be what, negative 5 and 1? So, I did not write that very well. Negative 5x plus 1x plus 5. So factor out what's common here, negative x. Factor out what's common here, which is nothing. So we have x plus 5 and negative x plus 1. So this gives me negative 5, which is what I had right there when I set that equal to 0. And this negative x plus 1 equals 0. I'm just going to move the x over because then it's positive. And so x is equal to 1, which is that root right there. Let's go ahead and look and see how this little dude here is different. Here, for my vertex, I don't have to move anything. I just need to divide by 2 and square this. So when I do that, that is what, 4 squared is 16. So I have y plus 16 equals square root, sign of the middle. So we get the opposite of the 4 and the opposite of the 16. That's our vertex. Roots, even simpler on this one. Again, anytime you want to find the roots, you're finding out where it's crossing the y-axis. That's what the x-axis. That's what it means. So you plug in 0 for y, and I'm going to factor out an x out of both of them. So then this is equal to 0, which is 0. And this is equal to 0, which is negative 8 when you solve them.